For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic.
Really, Obi-Wan? Are the Jedi really the protectors the galaxy needs? Because from what I've seen from the TV shows and the movies, the Jedi do nothing. Absolute all. Actually, no, forget I said that. The Jedi do actually do stuff. The Jedi are the cause of all the wars in Star Wars. The Jedi are the ones who put the war in Star Wars because they... Okay, I'm not saying the Jedi are evil because the Jedi are clearly the good guys, but what I'm trying to say is they unintentionally cause all the wars and the chaos in the Star Wars universe, and here is why. Okay, let's go way back in the Jedi timeline, way before Master Yoda became the Master of the Jedi, and before, you know, the whole Jedi Council and everything, back in the old Republic. Back then, Jedi did their jobs. They were the protectors of the galaxy, but ever since that rejected Muppet Master Yoda came along, the Jedi have done nothing. They've ruined the galaxy. Okay, for one, Master Yoda, when he created the whole Jedi Council thing, why is it that none of the Jedi on the Jedi Council, other than Obi-Wan Kenobi, actually does stuff? Okay, yeah, there are a few episodes in the Clone Wars where Mace Windu does stuff, but that's pretty much it. Generally speaking, the Jedi don't do anything. And second of all, okay, Emperor Palpatine. How the hell did he manage to bring back the Sith? How did Master Yoda not sense that? Did he not sense a disturbance in the Force? Because we know from all the movies, the TV show, the expanded universe, the Jedi can sense the future, the past, when there's a disturbance, stuff like that. So did Master Yoda not sense a disturbance in the Force? Why? And even if he did, let's say he did know that the Sith were rising, why didn't he suspect Palpatine? Why? Like, okay, the Sith are trying to bring back power. What would the first thing they want to do? What is the first thing they would want to do? Maybe take control of the Senate so they can build their galactic empire? Nah, they wouldn't want to do that. They're not smart. The Sith are dumb. No, Yoda, that's the first thing the Sith would want to do. How did Yoda not know that was gonna happen? Oh, and now speaking of the Sith, the whole Chosen One storyline, how Anakin's the Chosen One. Okay, yeah, fair enough, Anakin's the Chosen One. They bring him into the Jedi Council to train, but they don't train him because they don't want to, but they know he's the Chosen One and is the one who's to bring balance to the Force, yet they don't want to train him. What? I know he's filled with fear and anger, but fear, does it really lead to the dark side? Okay, fear. No, it does not lead to the dark side. Fear is what keeps us alive. If we didn't fear, if humans didn't fear, we'd do stupid stuff like, I don't know, punch a lion in the face just for fun, just to prove how strong we are. No, fear is not the path to the dark side. Fear is the path to survival, not the dark side. And if the Jedi are so powerful, even if fear was the path to the dark side, even if Anakin was filled with anger, shouldn't the Jedi train him to teach him how to control his anger? No, they just let him go off with his anger. No, that's terrible. That's a terrible idea. Teach him to control his anger. Don't just forget about him and hope he just naturally learns how to control his anger, because that's not going to happen. You have to teach him how to control his anger. Oh, and was Anakin really the evil one? Is Darth Vader really all that bad? Okay, he is. He killed younglings, he killed kids, but he only did that because of the dumbass Jedi Council rule saying you can't love someone and you can't get married to someone. What? Okay, let's skip forward all the way to episode 6. What was the thing that caused Anakin, aka Darth Vader, to turn back to the light side? Oh yeah, I remember. It was his love for his son. Love. The one thing that the Jedi Council bans is the thing that caused Anakin to go back to the light side. Where's the logic in that? If Anakin hadn't have felt love for Luke Skywalker, then he still would have been Darth Vader. So if anything, the Jedi should encourage other Jedi to love, because love is strong enough to bring dark side users back to the light. But no, Jedi want to ban love, ban marriage. I understand why, because, okay, it's like that bus situation where if on the left side of the road is someone you love and on the right side is loads of kids that you have no idea, you're supposed to kill the one you love, but if you love them, you're obviously not going to kill them. So to prevent situations like that. But are you saying that on the Jedi Council, if, say, Mace Windu was on the left side of the road and 20 random Ewoks were on the right side of the road, Yoda wouldn't want to save Mace Windu? Like, surely the Jedi feel love for each other and care for each other, so that whole thing is just dumb. And they're the reason Anakin turned to the dark side. Because, yeah, he only turned to the dark side because he wanted to save Padme out of love. Is that really evil? It was the Jedi who banned him from loving anyway, so if the Jedi had just scrapped that rule, then Anakin never would have turned to the dark side. Okay, you know how the Jedi only use the light side of the Force? Why is that? Look at Mace Windu, for example. In his fight against the Emperor in Episode 3, he held his own. He almost defeated the Emperor. He had the Emperor, the Master of the Sith, disarmed and on the ground, and could have killed him if it weren't for Anakin. Yeah, you could argue that the Emperor was going easy on him, but that's not the point. The point is Mace Windu held his own and almost defeated him. Okay, now, Mace Windu only did that because he uses a Force technique that involves drawing the power from the dark side. You know, blocking that thing that stops Jedi from using the dark side. He opens that up somehow and draws power from the dark side to defeat the Emperor. Why can't more Jedi learn that technique? Yes, you could argue that it's a hard technique and only true masters could learn it, but what about Master Yoda? Are you telling me that Master Yoda, the master of all the Jedi, can't learn how to control his emotions? Because if he can't, then why isn't Mace Windu the master? Why is it... Okay, yeah. Why isn't Mace Windu the master? Yoda does nothing. Mace Windu held his own and almost defeated Palpatine. In Yoda's fight against Palpatine, Palpatine would have killed him. Yeah, Yoda blocked his Force lightning, but to be fair, Mace Windu came closer to defeating Palpatine than Yoda did. Let's be fair, that's the truth. So why isn't Mace Windu the master? Maybe Mace Windu could teach all the Master Jedis about that new Force style he learned, where he draws power from the dark side, because you know the saying, to defeat your enemy, you have to know your enemy. Emperor Palpatine did that because he somewhat knows the light side and the dark side of the Force, but the Jedi refused to learn the dark side of the Force completely, which is why the Jedi lose. Now, you might be thinking,
oh, Jordan, it's only the Jedi from the Jedi Council that are useless. Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan, they're not useless.
And my answer to that is wrong, they're useless as well. Okay, let's look at Episode 6. After Episode 6, all the Jedi are gone, all the Sith are gone. There's no war, there is finally peace in the galaxy. Until Luke Skywalker trains a new era of Jedi, and one of those Jedi turns to the dark side, gets trained by Snoke, starts the First Order, and destroys 5 planets. Yep. You see what I mean about Jedi being the cause of war? Okay, it's not intentional, but they're unintentionally the cause of all the wars. Just the presence of the Jedi start wars. It's like what Vision said in Civil War. Just their presence invites conflict. That's why the galaxy doesn't need the Jedi, because there was peace, perfect peace, before Luke Skywalker decided, I'm gonna train some more Jedi for no reason at all. Why did Luke train any Jedi? There was peace in the galaxy. What are the Jedi gonna do? What is the point? And why is Luke training the Jedi when technically he isn't a Jedi himself? Because he doesn't know enough about the Force to train Jedi. So no wonder Kylo Ren turned to the dark side. Luke's would be a terrible teacher. He doesn't know anything about the Force. And isn't it suspicious how a lot of the Sith were Jedi originally? I wonder why. Maybe because the Jedi don't let the other Jedi that they're training learn about the Force. They only let them use some parts of the Force, and because humans are naturally curious, we're gonna want to find out more about the Force, but the Jedi forbid that, meaning the humans who want to learn more about the Force end up turning evil because the Jedi are dumb. It's their fault. The Jedi created the Sith. End of story. It's the Jedi's fault. They're the cause of everything. And let me think a minute. What have the Jedi actually done? Who blew up the Death Star? Okay, yeah, it was Luke, and yeah, he's a Force wielder, but it was Han Solo who shot Darth Vader and caused him to fly away. a non-Force user? And who is it that stole the plans to the Death Star in the first place? Now, well, to be fair, if you've seen A New Hope, then you already know what happens at the end of Rogue One. But if you don't want to know what happens at the end of Rogue One because you're a 2-year-old kid who hasn't seen A New Hope, then don't watch the rest of the video. Spoiler alert, the Rebels steal the plans to the Death Star. Non-Force wielders. But what about the second Death Star? Maybe the Jedi managed to take that down. Nope, they didn't. Lando did. Another non-Force user. Oh, and speaking of going back to the Clone Wars, yeah, you know how the clones were programmed to kill the Jedi? Do you want to know who found that out? Do you want to know who was the person who figured that out? Nope, it wasn't a Jedi, it was one of the clones. So somehow a clone went against its programming and figured out what it was programmed to do, and figured out that it was going to kill the Jedi. But the Jedi didn't sense that. No. It was just one of the clones themselves that managed to figure that out. That is just embarrassing. The Jedi do nothing. Let me think. Oh, Starkiller Bay. Was that a Jedi who took it down? Nope. It wasn't a Jedi. It was a non-Force user. What have they accomplished in the Star Wars universe? Tell me. Anyway, guys, this has been the Apex Player. Hope you liked the video, like for more Star Wars videos, and peace.